Convicted serial killer Rosemary Ndlovu's case will resume in court next week. This after co-accused Nomsa Mudau couldn't attend proceedings due to illness. The two are on trial for allegedly conspiring to murder Mudau's ex-husband Justice for a life insurance payout. Mnisi has been following the proceedings. He joins us now to put us in the picture. Linda, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on tonight. Another postponement of this particular matter. We know the delay this time is because of the co-accused being unwell, but what has been the delay up until this point?
Well, you'll remember, Thabo, that this matter, in fact, started last year. Rosemary Ndlovu was charged with conspiracy to commit murder Justice Mudau, and that charge came after she was convicted and sentenced to 6 life terms in prison. So it's been over a year, almost a year, if I'm not mistaken, that she has been charged and, attending to this particular matter. You'll remember that 2 cases that are running parallel, and the other has to do with the alleged plot to murder not only the investigating officer who was behind basically, her arrest, but also the station commander where she used to work. So they started around the same time, because after she was convicted, the team then worked on getting an arrest or securing an arrest in this particular matter. And that also included arresting Nomsa Mudau and making sure that she attends this particular case. So it's been over a year, or nearly a year, that this matter has been in court. And it looks like things are moving, Thabo, because at this particular point, the case is on trial, and so far we know that there's about 3 witnesses that have since been called, who of course are testifying on behalf of the state. So things seem to be moving, unlike her previous matter, which she was arrested for in 2018 and was only concluded in 2021. So this one seems to be moving at a rather rapid pace.
6 life terms, that would have been, I suppose, for the family members that she would have murdered for life insurance purposes.
Absolutely. You'll remember that in 2018, that's when she was arrested, but her reign of terror really started around 2012. And when you calculate the monies that she received in insurance payouts since the first person essentially that she murdered or was charged for, it goes up to about 1.4 million rand. That's just how much she got for all those 6 murders. So that particular case also involved having to get through voluminous evidence, police officers, because you'll remember it was not easy to piece together. Here we were talking about her relatives, people that were close to her. In one instance, there was her lover, Morris Mabasa, who of course was found dead with multiple stab wounds. Investigations, of course, taking a bit of time until she was finally nabbed in 2018. It's quite interesting, Thabo, that, a month before she was arrested for the murders of her relatives, she had in fact been planning another murder. She had been planning, allegedly, the murder of Justice Mudau, who she allegedly planned with Nomsa Mudau, and that's the matter that is currently in the court at this particular point. So it's been a long road in terms of these cases for Rosemary Ndlovu, but it looks like, the state finally is able to get ahead in trying really to secure all the sentences and all the convictions that it wants against Rosemary Ndlovu.
Yeah. Interesting that you're saying that the matter of Justice Mudau was actually planned before she could carry out the other ones, which she successfully did carry out. Of course, Justice Mudau's plot was not successful. Just start a little bit slow for us. What is the relationship then between Rosemary Ndlovu and Nomsa Mudau?
You'll remember that Rosemary Ndlovu was a police officer at the Tembisa police station. And quite interestingly, Nomsa Mudau was also a police officer, but she was stationed at Norcombe Park police station. What we understand so far is that the pair were friends, and that, from the information that we've been able to pick up so far, when Nomsa Mudau was complaining about her husband, it was allegedly suggested by Rosemary Ndlovu that, they would arrange, allegedly, a hitman who would then take out Justice Mudau. So the pair, as far as we understand at this point, is that they were friends and they were also police officers. But now you'll remember that the state has, taken a few witnesses to the witness stand who have testified in this matter. And one witness reportedly detailed how Rosemary, in fact, played the middleman between allegedly acquiring the services of a hitman and ultimately getting the people who told Justice Mudau that there was a plan to kill him. So essentially, Rosemary, in this particular matter, seems to have played the role of the middleman in terms of allegedly acquiring the services of a hitman. But we know that Rosemary and Hitman, the story around Rosemary and Hitman is an interesting one because these are the very same people that led to her arrest. When they were meant to carry out these hits, they in fact went to the police and told the police that, these were the plans and they did not want to carry out, what they had been instructed to do.
And is it explained as to why they had a change of heart?
Well, not at this point. From what we know, one of the witnesses allegedly, or reportedly rather, detailed that he did not deal with killing. So he wouldn't want to do something that he, was not did not really participate in, and that is why he turned to the police. But you'll also remember there's a similar story also around the alleged plot to murder the police officers, being the investigating officer as well as the station commander where she was basically stationed. And they also, if you watched that docuseries, detail in the docuseries how they were informed by the people who were supposed to carry out these hits that there was such a plan. And what they were told was that these people essentially said that they don't deal with killing.
And is Rosemary mounting a defense in all this?
Well, at this point, with the current case, she has basically pleaded not guilty. But the plan here, or it seems so far that what they've decided alongside Nomsa Mudau is that they're going to exercise their right to remain silent, which essentially means that the state would have to be the one that proves its case, depending, of course, on the schedule of the offense. So because they are alleging that Rosemary participated in all of these things, they would need now to prove that it is indeed her. But at this point, she has pleaded not guilty.
And now the husband, Justice Mudau, I believe, was there. Was he aware of this plot? How did he find out about it?
Well, essentially from what Justice has told us, or even, if you look at the number of interviews that he's done, he's told, various media houses that he wasn't aware until there were people that came to his house to basically detail the alleged plot, and that's when he came to find out about this plot. Obviously, this meant that there wouldn't be trust in his house. He did not trust his wife at the time, who, he shared a home with, has 2 children with. So essentially it changed things, and that's when he also went to the police to let them know what he had been told.
Linda Mnisi, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on tonight, putting us in the picture. There is Linda Mnisi, who's been watching the story very carefully. Now, 12th July is the day when that matter will be sitting, and looks like now beginning to move in earnest.